Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, the state's top elections official, has reacted to the news that a Georgia grand jury has indicted former President Donald Trump on felony charges. In a statement he released on Tuesday, he wrote, "The most basic principles of a strong democracy are accountability and respect for the Constitution and rule of law. You either have it or you don't." So, look, fairly simple response. Raffensperger is kind of an interesting person. Obviously, he's a Republican. Obviously, he wanted Donald Trump to win, as most Republicans did, and including Republican officials, by the way. Republican poll workers. Obviously, they're like, yeah, of course we don't want Joe Biden. He's a Marxist socialist, whatever, or I don't agree with him on this. So obviously, I'm going to vote for the Republican. Nonetheless, this guy, even though he wanted Trump to win, was not willing to compromise himself or the law or the Constitution in order to help Trump steal it. And that was the problem. So look, Trump didn't win in 2020. He didn't have the numbers. So now Georgia was one of the places that it was hotly contested when it came to the vote. And so Trump calls him and basically threatens him, hey, do crime. Find me 11,780 votes, which would allow him to win. So now here's what Trump said on the call. Quote, all I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have because we won the state. Well, but if you won the state, then you wouldn't need to find votes. So Raffensperger said, no, I'm not going to find you votes that you didn't earn. We already went and we already did everything we could to do recounts in the state of Georgia. Sorry, you just didn't have the votes. Trump then, of course, suggested that Raffensperger and his legal counsel would be criminally liable if they failed to find that thousands of ballots in Fulton County had been illegally destroyed, something that they had no evidence of. He said, the ballots are corrupt, which is totally illegal. It's more illegal for you than it is for them because you know what they did and you're not reporting it. That's a criminal offense, and you can't let that happen. That's a big risk for you. Wait, again, that's a clear and implicit threat. Hey, you're not reporting it. You know what they did. No, he didn't, because again, there was no fraud. There was no evidence of ballots being illegally destroyed. That would be a massive scandal. Now, Trump also threatened him politically. He said, the only people who like you are the people who will never vote for you. You know that, right, Brad? I mean, you can't not listen to that tape and come away with, oh, yeah, no threats. What are you talking about? There wasn't, no, it was just a nice, cordial, friendly conversation, a perfect phone call. So here's the thing, right? Political allegiance, just because you may, lean in a certain way politically, doesn't mean you will support your, that candidate by doing crime. So, for example, I like Bernie Sanders. Would I help Bernie Sanders win by doing crime? No, I wouldn't. That would be, again, illegal and ridiculous. And by the way, if Bernie Sanders asked me, I'd be like, no, I don't support you because you're a criminal. I know it's something about having core beliefs in believing in democracy and things like that. So apparently Donald Trump doesn't matter to him, doesn't believe in democracy, which is why he tried to overthrow it. Anyway, so now Raffensperger responded by defending Georgia's vote count while telling Trump that his election fraud claims were not grounded in reality. And look, election officials had, before this call, confirmed Biden's victory. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. 3 times. Recounts. They did one that included one by hand, and once after a recount requested by Trump's campaign. So look, you can request recounts. Totally fine. Nobody has a problem with that. Yeah, go ahead and request a recount. If you think that there's an error in the machines, if you think there's an error here, it is your right as a political campaign to request a recount. That's what they did. They got more recounts than I think, and I don't know if this is true, But I think it feels like they got more recounts than any like presidential campaign in history. That's what it feels like. And so they did these recounts and they found that, oh, Biden still won because he got more votes. And so at that point, it was beyond over. So Raffensperger said, respectfully, President Trump, what you're saying is not true. The truth will come out. And again, the truth is Donald Trump lost. And instead of letting it go, he kept pushing forward in trying to steal it by hook or by crook. He called the state attorney general, Chris Carr, asking him to support a lawsuit trying to overturn the state's results, which again were already legitimized. Carr's office went on to successfully defend the state's election system in multiple lawsuits from Trump and his allies. Do you know why Carr won those lawsuits against Trump and his allies? Because Trump and his allies didn't present any evidence. Really simple. If you go to court and you allege something, then you're going to have something to back it up. You're going to have some proof here. Now, Trump also called Governor Brian Kemp and late State House Speaker David Ralston in both instances to pressure them into convening a special legislative session to overturn the results, again, without any real evidence to show why they should do that. Because he didn't have any. But again, throughout this entire thing, Trump said, just forget about the evidence. Trust me, bro. Forget about the evidence. I don't actually have any. Just trust me. I know it's rigged. I know it's rigged. But no, you don't. No, you don't. You just want to believe it. You want to believe it even though you know that it's not true. The bottom line here is Raffensperger is correct in that we either have those things or we do not. And so far, the fact that a grand jury has indicted him in Georgia gives me hope that finally we will have these things. We will have that accountability, and we will have rule of law applying to rich and powerful people. That's a good thing.